Let's quickly talk about M&T Bank versus LightStream personal loans. And the big question is, which one should you really actually choose this year? Before I actually get into the details, I want to give you a few key takeaways here. If you think about M&T Bank versus LightStream, you have to understand that those two lenders do offer both unsecured and secured personal loan options. So you have the possibilities to collateralize the loan or not. Okay, it really depends. So, but the cool thing is that when it comes to the loan amounts, LightStream is actually better because LightStream offers unsecured personal loans for amounts up to $100,000. I mean, $100,000. You don't have a lot of lenders that offer that much money, that much money, that much loan amount on the market. Okay, so when comparing those lenders, consider where you live, because M&T Bank actually only operates on the East Coast, especially. So if they want you to, I mean, M&T Bank does actually accept online loan applications, but it's just a lot easier if you are on the East Coast. If you live in so let's just say state, one location where M&T Bank actually operates. Okay, but banks can be a good starting point when browsing for personal loans. This is especially true if you are already a customer, because you may be eligible for more favorable rates. So M&T Bank is the original option, available in several East Coast states. Livestream actually is an online division of Truist. So Truist Livestream is a subsidiary of Truist Bank, but they actually specialize in offering online loans. Okay, so one thing you need to understand here is that the loan amounts with M&T Bank go from $2,000 to $50,000, whereas with Lightstream you have $5,000 all the way to $100,000. The APR is actually it's kind of similar because M&T Bank is charging you anywhere from 7% to 13%, whereas with Livestream you're looking at 6% all the way to 18%, sometimes 25%, especially if you don't accept autopay. So I will advise you to go with autopay, especially if you have good credit. That's kind of cool. So let's talk about M&T Bank personal loans first, and then I'll speak about LightStream personal loans. So if you think about M&T Bank, again, I want you to remember that this bank has about 700 to 750 branch locations throughout the East Coast. So this is a bank primarily, located geographically at least on the East Coast. Okay, so this is a bank that's particularly great for existing customers. So if you have a banking relationship with them, you may qualify for rate discounts based on the type of checking account that you have. Okay, so but they also allow you to apply online. But I just want to say that it's just a lot easier if you apply actually at a branch or over the phone, and you happen to live in an area where there is a possibility to go to a branch. Okay, so this lender also offers secured and unsecured personal loan options, and so this is a rare feature in the personal loan market. So if you think about M&T Bank, think about low maximum APR discounts available, and you also have same day approval possible. This is really good. I mean, to get same day approval from a bank, that's really, really good. Okay. And so on the flip side, this bank is not available in every state. Again, M&T Bank only serves borrowers in 12 states in New England plus the District of Columbia. So that's actually that's really the East Coast right there. Okay, 12 states, and also the discounts are only for current customers. So it really helps to to have a relationship with M&T Bank before applying, and no joint application. So if you want to apply in a joint format, they do not actually they do not allow that. So this is a bummer because sometimes you may not qualify on your own, and you may want to have a joint application to increase your chances of approval. But M&T Bank does not approve that. So this is for M&T Bank. Now let me talk to you about LightStream personal loans. If you think about LightStream personal loans, I want you to understand that you have a lender that's better for large purchases or home renovations. Okay, so LightStream actually remains the better option if you live outside of M&T's serviced areas or simply want to borrow a larger personal loan. So this is the cool thing is that you are able to get approved up to what $100,000. Okay, so this is a lender that has actually received many kudos for their home improvement personal loan. Okay, due to the large loan amount and longer repayment window. So you have up to 10 years to repay the loan. So that's really good. And if you don't have a credit score high enough to meet LightStream's requirements, you can apply with a credit-worthy co-borrower, something that M&T Bank does not allow you to do through a joint application. Okay, but LightStream does allow you to do that. So what are the pros and cons here? If you think about this lender with LightStream Bank, I mean LightStream, not a bank. LightStream is part of Choice Bank, so LightStream is a subsidiary of Choice Bank. But LightStream actually has no fees. This is an online lender primarily. No fees. APR discounts and rate beat program are available, especially if you have the right setup. Okay, and same day funding is available also through LightStream, which is not really let's say a surprise for an online lender. Same day funding is usually part of the deal. So this is something to really think about. On the flip side, you do have a high minimum loan amount. So the minimum that LightStream will consider is $5,000. So if you don't need to borrow $5,000 at a minimum as the minimum loan amount, LightStream is definitely not the right account for you. You do have a high maximum APR, and also, in most cases, good credit is required to actually get a loan through LightStream. So I just gave you the general information, the bird's eye view of those two loans at a glance. Now let me talk to you. I want to go more granular. How do you choose between M&T Bank and LightStream this year? One thing you need to understand here is that M&T Bank and LightStream are both good options with minimal fees. You don't have origination fees. You don't have all those kind of crazy fees. Okay. You don't have prepayment penalties. You don't have that as well. So if you are an existing customer or live in a serviced area, you may be able to score a lower rate with M&T Bank. But if you're looking for a larger loan, LightStream may be a better option. So regardless of the lender you choose, remember is that borrowers with excellent credit get the best rate all the time. So let me first talk to you about the APR range. So one thing you need to understand here is that M&T Bank should be your first choice if you have good to excellent credit because of its low maximum APR. I mean, can you imagine they're giving you a maximum APR of 13 to 14%, and you can even start with an APR you can start with an APR around 7%. So you may qualify for a slightly lower starting rate with LightStream, but at the risk of receiving an APR of over 20%. So because of this, M&T Bank actually low rates and minimal fees may wind up costing you less, especially if you don't need to borrow more than $50,000 because M&T has a maximum loan amount at $50,000. Okay, so this is something to really think about. So on the APR range front, M&T Bank is definitely the winner. I mean, LightStream, don't get me wrong though, LightStream offers a generous rate discounts worth 0.5 percentage points for enrolling in automatic payments. The lender is also one of the few that offers to beat any competing rate by 0.10% percentage points. So if you are approved for a lower rate with M&T on a loan with identical terms, it may be worth asking LightStream to beat it. So what about the minimum credit score? So Basically, LightStream requires good to excellent credit score for a personal loan. You must also have at least a few years of credit history, and your debt to income ratio must be sufficiently low. So they want to have a DTI, a debt to income ratio, that's around 20%. 20%, that's what? At least 20%. Sorry, at most, not at least, at most 20%. In other words, maximum DTI of 20%. That's what LightStream like to see. Now, M&T Bank doesn't disclose its credit score requirements for personal loan applicants, so it's hard to know whether you will qualify for a loan from this bank. And since M&T doesn't offer a personal loan pre-qualification, you'll have to formally apply and accept a hard credit inquiry to determine your eligibility. By the way, same thing for LightStream. LightStream doesn't allow you to pre-qualify. Okay, so on that front, when it comes to the minimum credit score, LightStream is actually the winner. What about the repayment terms? So let's quickly have a conversation about that. If you have to choose between M&T Bank and LightStream, in terms of repayment terms, the cool thing is that both lenders offer repayment terms as long as 84 months. But for LightStream, you can go all the way to 12 years, 10 to 12 years. Okay, so generally you must borrow a significant sum to qualify for such a long repayment term. With M&T, for example, you must borrow at least $15,000 to receive a term longer than 5 years. If you plan to use the funds for home renovation, LightStream may extend your term to 12 years, but keep in mind that the amount of interest you will pay over such a long term will be very high. So it's something to really keep in mind. Okay. On the other hand of the spectrum, M&T actually offers shorter repayment term options, as short as 1 year, if you want to pay off your debt quickly. So this is really good. This is really not really bad if you are to think about it. What about the loan amounts? Let's talk about that. So when it comes to the repayment term, it's actually a tie. So between M&T Bank and LightStream, it's a tie. It's a tie. I would say that LightStream has a slight edge, but I just wanted to declare this a tie. And in terms of the loan amounts, basically, LightStream is the winner because one of LightStream's main benefits is its large loan amounts. You don't have a lot of lenders on the market offering $100,000. Of course, you have SoFi, you have Wells Fargo, you have Connexus Credit Union (CCU). Those are the top three lenders that will give you top three or four lenders that give you up to $100,000. Not a lot of lenders want to go that far. I mean, most banks want to stay around 50 grand. The big banks, the big national banks, don't even offer personal loans anymore. If you go to Bank of America or you go to a Chase, you don't have a personal loan anymore. You only have credit card. You don't even have a personal line of credit. Okay, but even with Citi, the maximum loan amount is $30,000. But Wells Fargo is the only bank, the only national bank that gives you $100,000. Okay, so while you will need to meet more strict eligibility requirements to qualify for a loan over $50,000, having the option to borrow $100,000 is definitely rare. So this is why I'm saying that LightStream is the winner here. M&T Bank only offers loan amounts of up to $50,000, but they do offer smaller loan amounts than LightStream. So if you are a borrower seeking a small personal loan, M&T Bank offers amounts as low as $2,000. So what are the fees here? If you think about LightStream, LightStream is actually a top lender in the personal loan space, okay? And they have been doing this for many, many years now. And so what I love about LightStream is that, and what you will love also is that you have no fees really. A lot of folks love the fact that the LightStream ain't charging any fees at all. So they don't charge origination fees, but you won't even pay a fee if you make a late payment or have a payment return for insufficient funds. Okay, so this is kind of cool because I mean, you're not really getting a loan from LightStream and planning to actually default, right? But the fact that you know that if something were to happen, you have something to fall back on is a pretty good. It's a pretty good, let's say, reassurance source. Okay, so although the lack of fees is a great perk, you should always aim to make your payments on time and in full, right? So late payments will be reported to the credit bureaus and can wreak havoc on your credit score. So M&T Bank also doesn't charge origination fees, but you can expect to pay a penalty for late or return fees. So on this front, when it comes to fees, actually you have a tie. You do have a tie. There is no clear winner because those two lenders do have approximately the same sort of practice. So if you think about M&T Bank versus LightStream, which one should you really go for? Which lender is better this year? Well, you have to understand that everything depends on your location. It depends on the loan amount that you want. It depends on how fast you want to be funded, right? So if you live in the Northeast and you want to, I mean, you prioritize personal banking, you want to apply at a branch, it's just better to go to an M&T bank, okay? But you got to be in the Northeast because LightStream is a primarily digital lender. It's the online lending arm of Truist. Even if you were to go to a Truist branch, you still will need to understand that Truist is not a national bank. Truist is a regional bank. It's a tier 2 bank, okay? So although M&T Bank and LightStream are actually competitive lenders in today's market, you have to understand that one has some certain things that the other doesn't have. So although LightStream has a higher maximum APR, it stands out from the competition by offering same-day funding, large loans, and its signature rate beat program. Right, the rate beat program really gives you assurance that you're not going to pay a crazy high APR, like on the market. M&T Bank has lower rates, but it's unclear what boxes you'll need to tick to qualify. So since neither lender offers pre-qualification, it makes more sense. Okay, it may actually make more sense to compare rates from other lenders first. Okay, so that way you will know actually what to expect before applying and can make an informed decision based on the other loan offers that you have. So yeah, neither LightStream nor M&T Bank do offer pre-qualification. So this is a bummer, but hey, listen, it is what it is, okay? If you apply with them, just expect your credit score to have a ding right away. In conclusion, today's conversation, I spoke to you about M&T Bank versus LightStream. I gave you the key takeaways. I spoke about M&T Bank personal loans, LightStream personal loans, and how to choose between M&T Bank and LightStream. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.